Hey guys, welcome back to my next book preview video. This week we have The Rough Work, Concept Art, Doodles and Sketchbook Drawings by Frank Frazetta. So you might be able to tell this is a little bit smaller than a lot of the other books I preview, at least in terms of measurements. Quick look at the front and back there. I will try and skip any nudity because YouTube's a little bit sensitive about that. But here's your warning just in case anything does slip through. So I think if you've come across this video, chances are you're already pretty familiar with Frank Frazetta's work. This book is one of my favourites because I'm a big fan of the sort of sketchbooks compared to the rendered work. In fact, I do actually have one of his bigger sketchbooks, which I previewed on camera a little while back. One of my first videos, I think. Definitely check that out. I'll put a link in the description box below. This one has a lot more colour in it, and it does have paintings. The other one is more, I think it's more pencil work, although it's been a while since I looked through it. But it's always really fascinating to see the preliminary work, the sketches before he moves on to the paintings. The downside to this book is it is quite expensive to get hold of now, and as I say, the pages are a little bit smaller if that bothers you. You probably recognise some of these. This one is, I think this is on one of the covers of one of the painted books, but that kind of shows that this book is more the earlier steps, as mentioned, the pencil work, the thinking that goes behind it. And I really prefer these books over the finished rendered ones. Not just for Frank Frazetta, but just my preference in general. I quite enjoyed Jeffrey Watts' videos, Jeff Watts, on YouTube, where he talks about his favourite books, and he does talk about the Frazetta sketchbooks in that one. And he talks about the value as an artist of being able to study from the sketches, the initial thinking, because you can actually see the thought process that's gone into it, which is really good if you want to study. A lot of people try and learn Frank Frazetta's style. Again, if you're an artist, you probably know of master studies. Frank Frazetta is one that comes up all the time if you're doing master studies. I won't claim to know loads about Frank Frazetta, but I would personally say he's most known for his sort of exaggerated, maybe anatomy, but also his dynamic, exaggerated poses. He definitely nails that really well. And to be honest, he's just got so much artwork as well. I'm safe to show these ones on camera, but just to let you know, I am skipping quite a few shots that do show a little bit of nudity, so there are more pages than I'm actually showing here. And it is a shame about YouTube's rules, because I'll be honest, some of his nudity, some of his like pin-up work, or, you know, they're still dynamic and these sort of action-packed heroes saving people type thing, but some of those are my favourite of his work. Probably one of the reasons why I like him so much, to be honest. But I think, again, if you are watching this video, you probably are quite familiar with his artwork already. I'll put links to where I got this one from in the description box below if I can still find it. But again, this one can be a little bit tricky to get hold of sometimes, or at least at a decent price. There is a new book that's just come out as well, like a complete works of Frank Frazetta or Fantastic Fantasy World. I can't remember the name. I'm sure one of the other books has a similar name. I don't have that one. I've been very tempted, but it's like 150 quid. And it's so big that I'm not sure how user-friendly it is if you're going to study from it. It's more of like a coffee table book, I think you call it. One that I did get at a really good price, though, is this one. So this is book 3. I could preview this on camera if anyone is interested in seeing it. There are 4 or 5 of those books, and they pop up from time to time quite cheap on eBay. They are definitely quite old now. They're always a little bit yellow, which is why I mentioned that newer £100 one. £150 one, whatever. I would love to own that, but yeah, it's a lot of money and I don't have that much more room for books. I do have absolutely loads of book preview videos now, especially on fantasy art like this, so definitely check those out in the description box below if you're interested in seeing more. But that's it, guys. I'm going to leave it at this. Thanks so much for watching, everyone.